versus Forsberg. These drivers have actually met twice before already this season. If you guys are keeping track at home, we've only had 2 events, and they've met in 2 events. And both times, Yoshioka has beat Forsberg. So I know Forsberg's definitely going to be looking for some retribution, hoping the 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. During the Formula Drift season, oftentimes you'll have matchups that occur more often than others, and I don't know why, but it seems like Forsberg and Yoshioka are facing each other a lot this year.
That's kind of the roll of the dice. Ryan, is there a driver that you have faced more than others in your tandem experience with Formula D?
My rookie year last year, it seemed like I faced Yoshioka quite a bit. I didn't have very many chances to battle him because of mechanical failures, but again, that's just that thing where you happen to get matched up with one driver more than others.
So because Forsberg is the higher qualified driver, Forsberg's going to be leading. Yoshioka qualified 26. He upset Tony D earlier. 76.3 miles an hour on the initiation. Forsberg running that outside line. Yoshioka catching up. Forsberg tagged the outside clipping point, dragging his bumper. Yoshioka's right behind him. Not giving him much room. Forsberg's car is definitely louder than Yoshioka's, but I'm not sure that Yoshioka didn't make many big mistakes that I noticed. I think Forsberg taking out that outside clipping point, might have been the lone mistake on it. Kato, what are you noticing from a run like this?
It looks like Forsberg just came in a little too hot trying to get away from Yoshioka. And actually, in top 32, Tony Bracco Hiapo lost his front bumper in front of Yoshioka as well, so maybe Yoshioka has an intimidating factor.
Right before we came up here for the top 16, I happened to be walking by Chris Forsberg's pits, and his wife was mentioning that she thinks Yoshioka has voodoo dolls that he plays with in between rounds, because something crazy always seems to happen against Yoshioka. Yoshioka is one of the few drivers who's actually won a Formula D event. He won the Las Vegas round a couple years ago in his Corolla. The last
nitrous-powered 4AG.
Yep, the last driver to win an event in a Corolla. Actually, I think the only driver to win an event in a Corolla in Formula D competition. Now he's got the VQ-powered S15. And of course, Chris Forsberg is kind of known for the VK-powered Z chassis that Ryan, you're running very similar to. You also share a sponsor with Chris Forsberg, correct, with the NOS Energy Drink?
Right, with the NOS Energy Drink and also actually advanced clutch technology.
Awesome. So be sure to tell your friends, formulad.com/live, watching the drift stream. Doing something different with Jacob Leviton here announcing, with Ryan Cato joining us. Ryan got knocked out in the round of 32 against Justin Pollock, a very formidable opponent. So he's up here joining us for a little bit of insight, what the drivers are noting. Coming down the pipe, Toshiki Yoshioka is going to be initiating. 75 miles an hour on entry. Forsberg right on his door. He's going to be narrowly reeling him in, staying tight all the way around that clipping point. Perfect. Leaving just enough room to transition. All the judges are on their feet, clapping and stomping. What a great run from Forsberg. Going to the replay.
That's a common sight for me, as a Nissan Z without a rear bumper.
This is a great run. Forsberg has just enough brake to make sure that he's on the door of Yoshioka. Again, that's what the judges wanted to see. They said that if you needed to run a shallower line to keep up with your lead driver, they preferred that, but it looks like Forsberg ran that outside line the entire time, which is very tricky to do.
Right, looks like Forsberg was using a little bit of left foot braking, which is a rally technique. Odie likes to use that as well, and it actually helps you keep your line wide while accelerating.
All 3 judges went for Chris Forsberg. Forsberg will be moving on. The 3rd time was a charm for Chris Forsberg. He's finally able to